The Galactic Empire did not send a warning twice. Their fleet entered the solar system in perfect formation. Thousands of warships, heavy cruisers, planet breakers. Their metal hulls blocked the light of distant stars. They believed this would be easy. Earth was young, divided, emotional. That is what their report said. The Empire commander watched the blue planet on his screen. "So, this is humanity," he said calmly, and quickly, a message was sent to Earth. Surrender now, or be erased. On Earth, there was no panic, no loud speeches, no public fear, just silence. Deep inside a hidden command center, a single order was given: activate Black Horizon. Far beyond the moon, behind drifting space debris, something massive powered on. It had no lights, no active signals, no visible heat. It had been sleeping, waiting. The Empire fleet moved closer, weapons charged, target locks formed over Earth cities. Then, every Empire sensor flickered. Targeting systems failed. Long-range scanners showed a shadow behind them. Impossible. Nothing had warped in. Nothing had been detected. The commander turned slowly. There it was, a shape too large to be a cruiser, too silent to be natural. His voice lowered. "What is that?" A human transmission came through, calm and steady. "You should have stayed away." The dark object powered up. Energy lines moved across its surface like quiet lightning. The Empire fleet, for the first time in centuries, felt fear, because they had not come alone, and they had never seen it coming. The dark shape did not rush forward. It stayed still, silent. The Empire fleet turned slowly, trying to scan it. Long-range sensors failed. Thermal readings showed nothing. Mass readings made no sense. It was too large, larger than any carrier in the Imperial database. The commander felt a cold pressure in his chest. "Identify that vessel," he ordered. No answer came from his officers, because there was nothing to identify. The object had no registration, no engine signature, no transponder code. It was as if space itself had decided to take form. On Earth, human commanders watched quietly. They did not cheer. They did not speak loudly. They had prepared for this day for many years. The Empire's ships repositioned, weapons locked onto the shadow. "Fire," the commander ordered. A storm of plasma and light crossed the dark space. The attacks hit the shadow directly. There was no explosion, no impact flash. The energy simply disappeared, absorbed. The Empire's ships stopped firing. Confusion spread across their bridge. Then the shadow moved. Not fast, not dramatic, just forward. Its surface shifted, opening like silent metal petals. Hundreds of smaller craft launched out. Smooth, controlled, perfect formation. No battle cry, no warning. The first Imperial cruiser split in half. Clean cut, no second shot needed. The commander stood frozen. "This is not possible," he whispered. But it was happening. One by one, Imperial ships began to fall. The hidden Supercarrier had awakened, and it had been built for only one purpose: to end empires. The Imperial commander forced himself to stay calm. "Full assault," he ordered. "All ships, no retreat." The fleet obeyed. Energy beams filled the dark. Missile trails burned like falling stars. Heavy cannons shook space itself. The hidden Supercarrier did not dodge. It did not run. A thin field formed around it. Not bright, not glowing. Invisible. Every blast that touched it faded away. Power drained. Weapons lost strength. Imperial officers stared at their screens in disbelief. "Our firepower is dropping," one said. "It's absorbing everything." On Earth, human engineers monitored the readings. The Supercarrier was feeding on the Empire's attack, charging, waiting. Then it responded. A deep pulse spread from its center. Not loud, but heavy. The nearest Imperial battleship went dark. No explosion, just silence. Life support failed. Engines stopped. Command systems erased. It drifted empty. Panic began to spread across the Imperial channels. "This is impossible. Shields at zero. Navigation offline." The Supercarrier launched a second wave of strike craft. this time faster. They moved between Imperial ships like hunters in fog. Precise hits, bridges destroyed, engine cores disabled, weapons silenced. The Empire had conquered hundreds of worlds. They had crushed rebellions without effort. But this was different. They were not fighting a defense fleet. They were fighting something prepared, something patient. The commander finally understood the truth. Earth had not been weak. Earth had been waiting. And now the Empire was trapped in a battle they could not win. The Empire finally gave the order they had never given before. Retreat, all ships. Prepare emergency jump. But nothing happened. Jump drives did not charge. Navigation grids went dark. Communication channels filled with static. The hidden Supercarrier had locked the system. A quiet wave had spread across the battlefield minutes earlier. No one noticed it. Now they understood. It was not just a warship. It controlled space itself. Imperial ships tried to regroup. They formed a defensive circle around their flagship. The commander's hands trembled slightly. "Focus fire on the smaller craft," he said. Cannons turned toward the human strike ships. But the small craft were already moving. They flew close to Imperial hulls. Too close for heavy guns to target. Explosions flashed across armor plates. Engines burst. Shield generators collapsed. The once proud Imperial fleet now drifted in broken pieces. On Earth, the human command center remained quiet. No celebration. No victory speech. Only calculations. Only timing. The Supercarrier shifted position again. Slow. Certain. Its massive frame blocked the stars behind it. The Empire flagship attempted one final transmission. "To Earth we request negotiation." The reply came instantly. "You came to erase us." Silence followed. Then the Supercarrier began to charge something larger. Energy gathered along its spine. Even damaged Imperial sensors could feel it. A weapon not meant for ships. The commander stared at the growing light. For the first time in his long career, he understood fear. Because this was not a battle anymore. It was a lesson, and the Empire was about to pay for its arrogance. The light along the Supercarrier's spine grew brighter. Not wild, not unstable. Controlled, measured. Imperial officers shouted across broken channels. Energy spike detected. It's not targeting a single ship. The commander leaned forward. "Where is it aiming?" The answer came seconds later. "At us, all of us." The weapon was not locked onto one cruiser, not even the flagship. It was locked onto the entire Imperial battle network, the system that connected every ship, every command signal, every tactical AI. The Empire depended on that network. It was their strength. It was their pride. The Supercarrier fired. There was no massive explosion, no dramatic blast, just a silent wave that spread across space. Every Imperial screen went black for 1 second. Just one. Then chaos. Ships lost formation. Command signals failed. Fleet AI shut down. Captains shouted orders, but no one heard them. The Empire's perfect coordination collapsed instantly. Human strike craft moved in again. This time, there was no organized defense. Cruisers drifted helplessly. Battleships spun out of control. Weapons fired randomly into empty space. The commander realized the truth. The humans had not built a stronger gun. They had built a smarter one. They did not destroy the fleet first. They destroyed the Empire's control. Across distant systems, other Imperial fleets began reporting failures, navigation errors, signal loss, command collapse. The infection was spreading. The Supercarrier did not roar. It did not celebrate. It simply watched. Because the Empire was not being defeated. It was being erased. From the inside out, the battlefield grew quiet. No more organized fire. No more commands from the Empire flagship. Broken ships drifted through space like cold metal graves. The hidden Supercarrier stopped charging its weapons. It did not need to fire again. The Empire fleet was finished. On the Imperial flagship, emergency lights flickered. The commander stared at the dead screens around him. No central network. No AI control. No fleet coordination. For the first time in centuries, the Empire was alone. A final human transmission reached every remaining Imperial ship. Calm, clear, without anger. You came to erase Earth. You failed. There was no threat in the voice. That made it worse. Rescue signals from Imperial ships echoed weakly, but no reinforcements were coming. Across the galaxy, other Imperial systems were collapsing. Without the battle network, their control faded. Colonies stopped listening. Allies withdrew support. Rebellions began. The Empire had ruled through power and fear. Now both were gone. Near Earth, the Supercarrier turned slowly. Its massive structure blocked the sunlight for a moment. Then its surface darkened again. Energy levels dropped. Systems powered down. To the Empire survivors, it looked like a ghost fading into space. No victory speech from Earth. No public broadcast. Just one last message. Humanity prefers peace. Do not force us to remind you. The Supercarrier moved away from the battlefield. Engines silent. Heat signature fading. Within minutes, it disappeared into deep space. Hidden once more. The galaxy will remember this day. They had tested Earth. They had not seen the hidden Supercarrier coming. And now, an empire existed only in memory.